Hello and welcome to Rock Your Block. I'm James Jack, your host, with another episode of Holmes Radio. And today, my guest is Mr. Lonnie Ford. Lonnie and I are good friends for quite some time, attended the same church and everything. And I just thought it would be a good idea for Lonnie to come in and talk about his organization, Outside the Walls. So welcome to Rock Your Block.
Well, thank you.
Now, first off, you told me not too long ago that you actually founded Outside the Walls Ministry.
Yes, I did.
Explain how that happened.
Basically, my own life, just being out on the streets, doing what I like to do best, partying and everything. And while I was out there, I always had a tendency to help people that didn't have anything, that was hungry or laying on the side. I would buy food and just give it to them, and probably give them some cash if I had some on me. And it started from there, and then I just kept doing it.
So how long ago did you form Outside the Walls Ministry?
Probably about 3 years ago. That's when I went on and got my nonprofit status for my 501c3, and built me a board, put me a board together to help me implement what I'm trying to do for those out there on the streets.
So how many hats do you wear? Founder, president, CEO?
About 7, the whole organization, really. But I like doing it, and continue to do what I have to do for as the people go. One of my best hat that I put on is just picking up food and just going and just dropping it off, and I get a chance to witness to them when I'm out there too.
Okay, first we're going to talk about picking up the food, then we're going to talk about the witnessing.
Okay.
How do you know where to go? How does all of that come together?
Basically, I just started going to different vendors that's in the area, like KFC, Food Lion, Giant, Safeway, and I would ask them, because they got a lot of food that they would throw away, and I asked them, could I have it? And of course, they'll say no, that I had to go through a corporation to get it, and I started putting a proposal together and sent it to them, and people started contacting me back, and they were telling me what days that I could pick up. So, and I started doing it like that. Then I catch some of the vendors' truck that had chips and cakes and stuff for them, and I noticed that they would get a lot of stuff and they would throw it away. And I asked them, could I get that? Because I know people that could use that, and they just started giving it to me.
Okay, are there rules, are there laws, ordinances? We're here in Northern Virginia. Where do you, in other words, geographically, where do you operate within, and are there certain guidelines you have to follow?
As long as I can get them the food and it's not bad, as far as the guideline go, and as far as my geographical area is, I pretty much do the whole Northern Virginia and some parts of D.C. and Maryland. There
are that many people who need food?
Yes, it is.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, in a country as plentiful as this one, as abundant with all the resources that we have, there are still people who need a helping hand. Witnessing, that's where your heart comes in. We've heard about the hand.
The witnesses come in because I know their pain. I've been there, and I try to explain to them that they still in the game. They're not at the game. You might be down right now, but and I'll give them a quick digest version of my story, where I've been and the road that I travel. Some of the same roads that they have, and they hear it, and they know that I'm genuine what I'm trying to say to them, and they start asking me a lot of questions how to get what they need to continue, what they need to do.
So in other words, when you see someone who's down and out, you sort of say the same thing I say sometimes, there but by the grace of God go I, if not now, maybe a while back?
Yeah, I would say that to them, or tell them, it's hope for you. I'm here to give you hope. And they say, why you say hope? Because I'm out here to help other people to elevate.
So they're hungry, they're not thinking about hope?
No.
So you fill the bellies and then you talk about hope?
Then they can listen to everything you got to say.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
They have everything you got to say once you give them something to eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I don't think that many people really understand what it means to be hungry. Fortunately, I've never been hungry but I've been pretty close, and I have a pretty good idea of what it's like. I always knew that if I could make it home or make it to a friend's house, you know, I can get a snack or something. But
Right.
to be hungry meaning not a meal in the past day or two.
Right.
That's devastating, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You see people like that
All the time.
here in the Washington, D.C. area?
Washington, D.C. area, Woodbridge, Virginia, the lower part of Alexandria out there by Fort Belvoir, and there's people that don't actually get meal. And that's one of the things that I do. I provide food for them. You know, I make sure that they get good meals to eat, nutritional meals to eat. You know, I'm just give them a bunch of snacks and stuff like that. I make sure I give them stuff, substance, that's something that can stay with them for a while. And a lot of time I give them a lot of non-perishable stuff so they can have stuff with them if they need it.
Okay, are some of these people homeless?
A lot of them are homeless.
Families?
I don't see a lot of families out there, but you run across a husband and wife team every now and then.
Veterans?
A lot of veterans. I do a lot of work with the veterans. It's like 7 or 8 houses that I provide food for the veterans that transition in housing, that I buy food for twice a month, and they divide the food up between the 8 houses, like maybe 70 or 80 guys between the 6 houses.
Disabled people who just can't put it together?
A lot of that too, and a lot of mental illness. And I try to just talk to them, just to hear them out, trying to just comfort them in their state, let them know, give them encouragement that, you know, it can't be all right, and just point them to the right direction for us. Our resources go for us, Fairfax County. Fairfax County is a wealth place for us, opportunity to go, and resources that people can use if they just reach out to it or know how to tap into it.
So, in essence, it's really not all the county's fault. It's not all Arlington, Fairfax County, Prince George's County, Montgomery County. It's really not their faults that they can't reach everybody.
Right.
It's a Herculean task, I imagine, to try to reach these people, so you're sort of like a conduit to help them
Right.
to be aware of what the county has to offer, and also try to show the county how to better reach some of these people.
Right. And that's not an easy task, because there's a lot of people out there that come complacent. They're comfortable within their state, and that's something I would never understand. Anybody just want to be comfortable just living on the outside and, you know, going to stand in line day to day, you know, just trying to get food. But I would talk to them and just trying to still encourage them to go to the right direction for us getting the help that they need. If they will open up to me and talk to me about what their state is, then I can point them into the right direction.
How many people work with you?
Right now, probably about 20, and they're all volunteers.
Any shout outs? Anybody you want to thank?
I might miss somebody, so thanks to all of them.
I know one way to cover it. Thank the one that that looks out for you and make sure that when you have a cold, you don't leave the house.
Yeah, but you know, talking about my wife, so but I always give her a shout out. And she, I appreciate what you do. But to all my volunteers, they're great for me. That really helps me out. That's what keeps me going and what motivates me, and I can say and do the things that I do for us helping people.
For those of you who don't know who his wife is, she's a growing star in Northern Virginia. She's Reverend Pat Ford, a very, very good minister, and quite talented in many ways. And she has his back. She has Lonnie's back, and Lonnie has her back, and they do work together as a really good team. Pat is an ordained minister, and I've heard her deliver the messages many times, and a couple of times she, caught me off guard, undenied, but that's good. That's good. I like that, because I'm always waiting for someone to come to me with that one point that can make a difference. So for you, when you come to someone with that meal, you're making a point, and I can see that.
Right.
Outside the walls ministry, you provide food. What else?
Food, some temporary housing, depending on what time of the year as far as the inclement. During the inclement weather months, if it's real cold, I'll put them up in a motel for about a week. Some transportation, provide clothes, we provide spiritual growth. I do mental health with them, peer support with them.
So for someone who wants to donate clothes to you, how could they contact you?
Just call me on my home number, 703-743-2427, excuse me.
Well, you have the opportunity to say it again.
Okay.
703.
743-2427.
And later on, we'll talk about other ways to reach you.
Right.
Okay, so you work constantly. You wake up in the morning, you know exactly what your itinerary is going to be. You know what you have to do. You don't just go out there all willy-nilly and just spot someone. You know where they are.
Right. I pretty much know basically where they are, and since I've been doing it for a while, they know when I'm coming, and they know exactly what time to show up to a lot of the drop-in center to where I'll be dropping food off, or they'll come to one of the shelters that I service that we service in the area. Basically, it's just a normal day. It starts about 6, and sometimes I'm lay down to about 11 o'clock at night.
You start at 6 sometimes, and you keep
late.
going.
To 11 o'clock at night.
Constantly.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. That's dedication. You know, they say that we are a country of givers, even though the press may give the impression that we are a country of takers.
Right.
But I just want to give a shout out to everybody who, whether they are a volunteer or whether they're paid to do it, when you can reach down and give sustenance and help to someone who is not as fortunate as you, that says a lot. It really does. In any language, any religion, it doesn't really matter. It's nice to know someone who, from their heart, can give without the expectation of giving back.
Right.
In a minute, we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more about what you do. I'm James Jack. I'm with Ernestine J. Wilson Real Estate, and this is another segment of Homes Radio on Rock Your Block with my guest, Lonnie Ford, who is the Executive Director, Founder, and President of the organization
Outside of the Walls Ministry.
We'll be right back.
According to estimates, over 1 billion people live in appalling levels of poverty. Denied even basic standards of food, water. Nearly half of the world's population earns less than.
Hello and welcome back to Rock Your Block. I'm James Jack, your host, and of course we're having another sprightly little session of Homes Radio with my guest, Lonnie Ford, who is the Executive Director, the President, and the Founder of Outside of the Walls Ministry. Now, for all of you who do not know what Outside of the Walls Ministry does, Lonnie has been explaining to me and you and everyone else how you go out, you find food and clothing and sometimes shelter for people who cannot do for themselves, and you lend a helping hand.
Right.
Okay. How do you find the support yourself to keep going? You don't eat the food. You don't need the homes, the shelter. How do you find financial support?
You're looking at it. But and I use a lot of my own money, and then I have some friends that would do some kind of monetary donation. Some of the vendors that were, like I said, that food that they would donate to help out. You know, there's several vendors that donate food, and also I work closely with the Consumers Wellness Center and Sacramento Drop-In Center, where they got a contract with Outside the Wall Ministry for my services where they'll pay the ministry money to use me to work in their establishment.
Okay, so you could use some more support from other corporations and other organizations.
Yes, I can always, use more support, because right now the number of people that we are serving is overwhelming, and just in the last year alone, I've seen the number just grow.
You care to give an approximate number?
Well,
say on average, on an average day.
On average day that I'll feed, or you want me to give it to you for the month? I give it to you for the month.
Yeah.
Right now, outside of our ministry, is probably feeding about 1,800 people a month.
1,800 people a month?
Yes.
I can't do the math that fast. That's a lot of people.
Probably about 80 or 90 people a day.
80 or 90 people a day.
Yeah.
So you're basically keeping them, alive with food.
Pretty much. Just keeping the basics going for them.
The basics.
Yeah.
No dessert.
No, I give them a cake every night.
No German chocolate cake. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I
I
know
give
what
them a
you
cake
mean. And
every
good food
night.
too.
Yeah.
And then you talk to them when you're not feeding. You're just basically your Mother Teresa.
Right.
I
would say encourage the thing to them, that's to keep them going. I might even quote a scripture or something every now and then.
You got a favorite?
I always tell them about Luke, the 2nd chapter. I'll speak about the end, where there was the people didn't have room for Mary and Joseph when they was trying to bring baby Jesus into the world. And then I'll always go back and I'll explain to them, we do everything that we want to do all day long, but do you have room for one more?
So it's a Christmas story every day.
Yeah, which is Jesus. And they look at me and think about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. The connection is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charity does begin by helping others.
Yes, it does.
What is it? Faith, hope, and charity?
Right. Charity is the great of all things.
The greatest of all things.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. You have a motto. I was looking at it just the other day. The one on your shirt, the logo. Could you tell me about that, how that came about?
Just thinking, just trying to come up with something that will captures people's mind when they see it, and just thought, I'm always out there, I'm always giving the people a hand up, why don't I just do something like that? So I just sketched it out, and it looked good, and I just say
the image of someone reaching down,
picking somebody up, giving somebody a hand up.
Yeah, yeah. It really makes a lot of difference to know that when someone sees you, they at least know that there's hope coming.
Yeah.
I see you talk about hope a lot. Is that one of your favorite words?
Yeah, I love it because I know where I come from, and I see myself in a lot of the people, and I'm trying to get them, paint them a picture where I used to be, and then they'll see me.
You've been hungry?
Yes, I've been hungry. Been out there.
Felt pains?
Pains. I did it all. Drug, alcohol.
You don't have to tell it all now. Okay, tell us.
Yeah.
How did you find your way out of it?
Just kept beating in the bush. I just was hungry for more, and for some reason, I wanted more for other people. I just had a heart for people, and and trying to help myself and help them too. I just kept just going to them, and basically my life just turned around because I kept giving them. I kept asking for help for mine, and getting help for mine, and kept giving to them. It got my life to where it's not still apples and oranges, but I'm not back on the streets. I'm not on the streets, but what I have, I give to them. I let them know that what I have is also yours. I don't mind sharing it.
So when you look in someone's eyes, you can see where you've been,
right,
and also see where they can go,
yeah,
by seeing what someone else is experiencing,
right,
there, but by the grace of God,
right,
yeah,
and I just constantly let them know that.
Yeah, people wonder, why would someone walk into a store and steal food or steal this or steal that? Sometimes there's no other way to solve the problem.
No, it's not.
You know, and it may not be them that they're feeding. It may be someone else. It may be a family member or something like that.
Yeah, and I run into that a lot. You know, people are, you know, got somebody else that they just want to
In Northern
feed.
Virginia,
Yeah.
where prosperity reigns.
Yeah.
I know.
I know, but
I know.
But it's a lot. Hungry is a big thing in this area. A lot of people wouldn't think so, but it is.
I hate to see hungry children,
Right.
and I hate to see hungry older people,
Right.
and I hate to see someone standing on the corner and I can look at them and tell that you know, the drugs are just really wearing them out. The drugs, in other words, the drugs have taken over.
Yeah.
Alcohol, you know, the hardcore stuff and
Right.
everything, and you know, just sometimes it just makes me, you know, I just wonder how far can we go as a nation if we don't do something to at least help a few more, not all.
Right.
That's impossible, but just a few more.
That's
You
true.
know, I saw an article the other day that said that there are more vacant homes in America than there are homeless people. So you would think that, you know, that would be an opportunity for us to help those people.
Well,
Speaking of help, how can someone who's watching this show help? You have a website.
I have a website. I always tell people, you know, just go and to look at the website, and they can see what we are doing in the community. And if it's been placed on your heart and you see what we're doing that you want to probably send a monetary donation, you can. You can do it through my website, because I'm set up through PayPal, where you can just send it through PayPal, and we'll get it.
Okay. What about an email address in case they just want to send you a special message or ask questions?
My email address is Lonnie Ford 61 at yahoo.com.
And of course, your home phone number again.
At 703-743-2427.
So home is office.
Right, home is office.
So you've been not telecommuter, but you've had that home office for quite some time.
For a while.
I remember when you expanded the kitchen and you were cooking and everything else. Lonnie is a very good cook. A very good cook. Cooks everything, the meats, you know,
Right.
the salads, the breads, you know, the sweet breads, as they say, the pies and cakes and things like that. So maybe one day we'll get you to come back and prepare a dish for us.
Okay.
Okay, speaking of activities, every year you sponsor a jazz show.
Yes, it's called Jazz Outside of the Wall. It's where we come together and bring the community into, so they can hear what we are doing in the community, and give me a chance to recognize some of the volunteers who has been helping out for the year. It's a nice dressy affair, where more like a black tie affair, where we'll give you a nice buffet dinner. You hear some good singers, and have a nice DJ that will play some DJ.
And a good jazz band too.
And the jazz band.
These guys are bad.
Yeah,
They're tough. Yeah. Again this year, where will it be and when will it be?
It'll be at the Heritage Hunt Country Club in Gainesville, Virginia, and it'll be the 27th of July.
So
from
that
6 to
information,
10, right.
that information they will see on the website when they go to the website.
Right.
Okay. Any other activities, just not necessarily the dates, but things that you do throughout the year?
I provide Thanksgiving baskets. We also do hypothermia. That's where we come together and put bags of food together for about 200, maybe 300 individuals that don't have any food, and we're putting our perishable food together. Enough groceries to probably last them for about 2 weeks. And we also do tours for tots, for where I'm a distributor for Tours for Tots, where people can get tours for the kids that might not be able to afford tours. We provide tours for them.
So you play Santa Claus?
Santa Claus too.
You do it all.
Yep.
Just load up the truck.
That's it.
And just the sleigh and just keep on going.
Keep it going.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here. You know, you are truly a good friend. And of course, Reverend Pat, You know, she does it all. She keeps you in line and everything. And as long as she pushes you out the door, we all know that you're going to go out and do something for the people in the community. We just need more people like you. And I would like for you to come back again and give us an update on some of the things that you've done since the last time we talked, and also some of the things that you plan on doing. And also, if you would like to be a contributor, go to the website, OutsideTheWallsMinistry.com, and you'll see the
.org.
Oh, that's right, .org, because it is a nonprofit organization. We're so accustomed to that. Yeah, .org. But you know, you'll show up one way or the other.
Yeah.
I'm James Jack, and this has been Rock Your Block. I've been your host this time, and Lonnie's my guest, and we've had a wonderful time talking about helping people.
All right.
Anytime you want to help someone, all you have to do is just reach out and pull someone up the way Lonnie has done. We'll be back again with another wonderful guest. Hopefully they'll be just as inspiring as Lonnie has been, and until then, you just have yourself a wonderful time being who you are, doing what you do. Thank you very much.